Thanks for coming back to CETV. Today we're joined by the extremely talented Manuel Goria from Manuel Media, reviewing the latest product from Olympus, this beautiful 100 to 400mm lens. Stay tuned and check it out shortly. So welcome back to CETV. Today we're going to be reviewing the latest from Olympus, this beautiful 100 to 400mm lens. And we've got Manuel Goria here from Manuel Media, who's a renowned motorsports photographer, to talk us through the testing he's done with it. Manuel, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate.
That's it. I was so very excited when I tried it. It's very good, you know, especially with the crop sensor, the micro four third. It was exciting to have all this reach, you know, going to 800.
So I know you've been shooting Olympus for a year or so now,
Yep.
and you've gone from things like the M1 Mark 2 and 3 with a 40 to 150 or a 300.
Yep.
As a motorsport photographer shooting F1 and things like that, it must be nice to have that extra reach, not have to get too close and crazy on the track.
Absolutely, and having the versatility to still able to zoom in and out, you know, because when you shoot like Canon or Nikon, you have all these big prime lenses. First of all, they're massive, and you're still stuck with your prime lens.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've been stuck so many times at the track. So like, 500, I'm too close. 400, I'm too far. Should I get to 600? So it's always nice to be able to have that flexibility to just really adjust and have the perfect shot right in camera and don't have to have some crops or miss out on something.
Definitely. So you were shooting F1000s with this the other day?
Yes. I went to Babagallo with my friends at Arise Racing, and they were kind enough. They were testing the F1000, and they allowed me to go in there and take some shots, and it was super good. Good day, no rain. A bit overcast, but it was good.
Oh, Perth winters, we don't get too much.
I know.
Yeah, amazing. So what was your favourite things about it so far?
Well, the portability. I mean, it's the size of a full frame 7200. Super light, very easy. I was a little bit skeptical at the beginning. I was like shooting at 800 equivalent. Every single movement, you know, translates in a very big movement at the end of your frame.
Sure.
But I have to say that the stabilizer that it has did a fantastic job. I have to admit that when I went there and shoot, I forgot my monopod. So I was like, okay, at 800 handheld is going to be a bit of a challenge. But then I thought, you know what, we're here to test it, so let's go in the worst condition possible. And I shoot handheld at 800mm, and everything was nice and
that was all with the M1X?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got good stabilisation in the body as well, which is really helpful.
Absolutely. But I didn't have any issue. I went from shooting at 2,000ths of a second all the way now to a 50th or a 30th of a second, and the lens was incredible. Did
you try a few pans with it as well?
I did, absolutely. I did all the different kind of shots that I would normally do on a situation like that.
Yeah.
Started with, as I said, 2,000 a second, just car coming right in front of you and going right in. I was very far away. and then I just stepped back and I just zoomed out and did some pans and some slow pans, and it didn't let me down. I was incredibly surprised.
Did you have to bump the ISO up a bit with some of it then? Or not too much?
Not on daylight was okay. If you're shooting on a little bit lower, obviously light conditions, then you have to bump up your ISO because it's not a super fast lens. It's on par with a lot of the other big telephoto lenses that you have seen in the market, and so it's a 5 to 6.3. So.
And that was still okay for your depth of field?
Yeah. No, well, 800 6.3 is fine. It's
definitely.
you don't want to go to lower than that. It's already like the distance is already what gives you that nice shallow depth of field.
Cool.
So that's cool.
That's good. And did you try it out in low light at all, or didn't get a chance?
No, I didn't get a chance to try it in low light. I don't see that should be any issues. It's always dealing with the micro four thirds, so you don't have the same ISO capability than a big full frame. But I tried the camera in low light situation. I went to have a night race in Bahrain, and I was incredibly surprised at shooting even like at 3,200 ISO. Yeah. The result was very good. So
I know I've shot the EM1 Mark II up to about 10 or 12,000 just to get some candid street shots, and I was pretty impressed with it still.
Yeah, it is. It's still pretty good. Yeah. For you wouldn't expect it from a micro four thirds, but it's still very good.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, that's good. And so I know the other thing, I was speaking to the guys at Olympus, they're also talking about using this, not only for sport and wildlife are the obvious ones, but also using it for some long landscapes and to sort of flatten the landscape, so to bring those mountains and things closer together.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some people think the landscape is only wide lenses, definitely. But there's a lot of stuff that you do with a long telephoto, and this, it's an incredible reach. Yeah,
I'm excited to try something like that. But I reckon you could also do some long portraits, maybe of the drivers at the track, through pit lane or something when they don't expect it. Those candid ones.
Look, it was what really impressed me the most is how far you can reach and still how sharp the shot is. Yeah. I mean, Barbagallo, so I was standing at the last corner and I was taking shots up the hill, and it's like 450 meters away. Yeah. Zoom in of this car coming in, and it was nice and sharp, and I was taking pictures from the last turn to turn 5 across the track, and it was just something that it gives you, especially for amateur photographer or someone that doesn't have the side track access, and you still want to have the reach. That this is just incredible. It gives you so many more shots.
And we're using the autofocus features where it can zoom in and follow the helmet and all that sort of thing?
Absolutely, the inbuilt motorsports tracking system that the camera has is spot on. And it takes a little bit to get used to when you pan, because you're used to match your focus point with the car, and now it's a bit weird at the beginning because you move your lens and the focus stays on the car. So
that's great.
For slow stuff, you need to get used to it. But if you have a decent speed in your shutter, it's amazing.
But as you said, I think particularly for those sort of enthusiast people that aren't necessarily a full-time pro photographer, to have those sort of features and with a lens like this at a very affordable price point, to just go down the track on the weekend or something and go to the V8s or whatever's on, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I had to convince myself that this is not a pro lens from Olympus, and because the results were still so good, and I was like, I can't wait to see when the pro lens comes out, because if this is what there is no pro looks like.
Well, I'm pretty sure they've announced that on their roadmap. It's coming maybe next year. Something maybe a pinch longer than this even. And it's a bit bigger, but that'd be pretty cool as well.
Yeah, it's I think it's what they're talking about is 150 to 400 or something.
Maybe 150 to 450 even. Something.
It's a constant 4.5. So
that'd be good, won't it? Yeah, and I mean, look, I know the guys at Olympus have even tested this with the teleconverters on it. I don't know when you're going to want to go that much further than an 800mm equivalent, but
it's a little bit. It's if you never shot at 800. It's a challenge because every little movement, your subject just goes everywhere. Yeah,
it's such a tight frame.
It's a tight frame. So you find that most of the time you just want to stay a little bit lower and it's a little bit gets straight away a little bit easier to use. Yeah. And during the test, I test all the different apertures and to see where, and I did find that if at 400mm, if you shoot at 7.1 of f8, man, it's super sharp, super sharp. So that's try to find that sweet spot, and it was impressive.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for joining us today, Manuel.
I'm
looking forward to some more tests and seeing what this baby performs like in the low light and things like that as well.
I'm looking forward to have it as lens to go in my bag.
Yeah, fantastic.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you.
No worries. You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us again today on CETV. Thanks again to Manuel Goria from Manolo Media. and to Olympus for letting us try out this beautiful 100-400 lens today. Guys, if you'd like to hear more and see more of these sort of reviews and things, please subscribe to our YouTube, Camera Electronic channel, like us on Facebook or Instagram, join our newsletter, and don't forget to always check the website for more details, cameraelectronic.com.au. We love photography. Thanks for joining us.